I lost where I was going to go with this.
Yeah, that's all right. I appreciate it. That's great. I'm just thrilled to anytime anyone is helping themselves in any direction. Yeah, I just want to remind everybody that it's not normal for us to have so much thinking going on. It's very unusual that you're in a being that can't stop thinking. And so this is why I will lose my breath until we get it regarding the children. They really, really want the children to be overdosed on processing information. And so anytime we can keep being reintroduced to the past, that's the AI winning. So when your little girl, 11 years old, comes screaming out that her little sister stole something and blows her top, you think that's normal. That's not normal. That is, in many cases, a child that can't gather themselves because now this version of humans has epigenetically been steered to have a very massive emotional body because of its lineage in creation. So the reason the commands work, to your point, is you're not using your brain. And that knowledge will far surpass any piece of work on this planet. If you'd like to read every single book on this planet, it will still be from something outside yourself. And you'll only be as intelligent as the planet's information is given you. When you use your heart, you can create all your answers for you, what direction you want to go. If you don't use your heart, you're going to be in mind energy. And so I'm encouraging everybody to play with it in their own way, but do it verbally so you'll go around the filter of the brain. And I'll continue with how children interact with AI that you may not be aware of. FaceTiming with friends, as an example, is a very microscopic tool for the AI and the aliens. Very microscopic, believe it or not. But it is the backbone for identity. So in America, as an example, when you signed that agreement to have an iPhone, you actually gave away all your rights. And by the way, you probably didn't read the fine print. So as you use your phone and you upload applications, games, learning systems, that AI is managing the identity of that individual and can observe a strain and or genetic preference. So as an example, Jimmy gets A's on the reading program and Susie doesn't. We're going to watch Jimmy instead because it looks like we got a candidate here to control their thoughts, emotions. So the games, many of your video games are geared for creating alternate realities. In addition, finding those genetics to steer humanity. And as dark as this is, it has a very good story. We are endless gods. And the more we use our heart, it can't even touch us. And it does pain me to say, but I just want to make sure everyone's aware that I have reference to this from the outside coming into you. So I'm encouraging everybody to change the way they meditate with the brain and use your light, your source. Stop thinking, be in peace energy, and then do your meditation the other way. So as an example, I'm excited to do this radio show, and my brain then processes the button pushing, not the other way around. I have to do this radio show is what the AI is counting on your children doing. I have to. As long as the kids are dancing, the AI likes it. And so all the tools that we have in our house is geared for the next version of humanity. So they're always about 20 years ahead in genetic manipulation in your medical industry and in your automation. And now they've put down all their hands and you can see what direction they're coming from. And so I commend you, Stan, for noticing that I can bring in more light to me when I command my spirit to support me.
So at one point there was a lot of discussions, regarding Elon Musk and Starlink and the new QFS and everything, and AI does not have the ability, if I understand it correctly, to hack or to get into that QFS system because of it's above and beyond what AI has capabilities to do. So we keep hearing that we're nearing, getting very close to the Jacera and the QFS divine system. So is that going to alleviate all of these other nefarious AI interference programs that they're doing to our children and everybody?
Yeah, yes, very good question. The technology we brought here will give the Arcturians the benefit of that, but it's not initially their technology. But they are brilliant in how they infiltrated. I'm living proof. Some of the barriers that are here, and so yes, the Arcturian box, and then the gateways that you're using for the Q posts to take consciousness, and of course your quantifiable computer systems can, as you stated, turn the channel to a specific consciousness, a region of consciousness where it's desired. And yes, so you have it right. But there is one thing AI can hack. What would that be, Stan?
They prey upon the brain.
So it really, and so they can. So of course, humans are our hackable device. So because of our emotional body, we can change consciousness on a planet, and you're mano a mano right now. And I can tell you that several individuals on the councils, what you're calling the Galactic Federation, are looking at us as, at least in America, not looking real good. And as you can see, America is turned out to be the dirty dog. It looks like they're the bad guys. I was having fun the other day with words as usual, and I was talking to people from another country, and they said, you're the only country that says I'm an illegal alien. So are you guys legal aliens? Well, I think you found out where the aliens are, didn't you? So if you're an illegal alien, that means you're just not in the same alien club. So yes, unfortunately, America has a lot of aliens, and we're cleaning that up. So not to be down about this, but when we look at consciousness, you'll notice that we got a lot of clues of the technology that are already here. If you know about it, you don't really know about it. So like a Project Looking class is really nothing compared to a lot of the gateway work they have with off-planet individuals for the dark and for the light. In any event, you've got some of those gateways here now, and of course that's how you're getting a lot of good information if your internet doesn't get compromised continuously. What I want to point out there is in the legacy Star Trek movies, a lot of time this first officer would be asked, is there consciousness on that planet? And the officer would give a reading back to the captain. There is life there, but the consciousness is only at a certain level. Well, that is a real tool. And that's one of the reasons we don't get the help we probably beg for at some days next to our beds, but yet we're not at a level where they can receive us and we can receive them yet, so to speak. So you have a lot of vessels around you, want to support you and want you, the super being, to put this together, because if they were going to send somebody here to participate with you, they'd be just like you. You're no lesser, you're no greater than the reception you have outside this veil. It's quite brilliant, and you've done this many times, folks, and it's just about us remembering how to do it. But I hope that helps, that passage there.
Yes, for sure it does. And so if everybody is like me, I don't like to admit it, but if I experience a little bit of a lull or a little bit of a down, I guess that fake it till you make it thing comes into play. Stay in that. You know, stay into that higher vibration, and then do the hopono or whatever till you can get clear. And sometimes I find that I can get through a little bit of a lull with the snap of the finger, by using your command too. So is that a helpful, fake it till you make it?
Yeah, a lot of conversation about this at many levels. There are a lot of people in the military are going through the transition, so there is technology to help people go from A to Z very quickly. And it's a little shocking to get more of your light in you, just because you went through what you all are calling healing beds. I will call at least the positive ones, the light rooms I would prefer, or the transition rooms. I would not call them healing beds. I would call them, you can do positive and negative transition work with tools outside yourself, but you can also do it with yourself, and you're getting those abilities back right now. And so I want to encourage everybody that you're starting to change in a way that sometimes gets a little tricky. And to your point, perfect. How you started this, Stan, is as that crystalline exchange is occurring, the only thing that restricts you is your brain and processing work backwards. So we're constantly reacting to the bills coming in, reacting to what someone said to us. We're constantly creating timelines that we did not proactively create with our heart. And so that's the solutions I'd like to continue for us all to work on is, why do we care about anything that was said 5 minutes ago? So instant forgiveness for me is how we solve our children's and our generation of artificial intelligence, and we quit utilizing our process control center as our primary decision-making process. And so the solution I suggest for the kids is we don't use electronics to do our communications. Putting harmonic filters on maybe a display board, sure, but we don't need the internet to teach our kids how to cook, et cetera, et cetera. You got a little ways down the road before this internet thing's going to be cleaned up, and I'll tell you why. That's how you find the bad guys. All right. So the more we play the game with the internet and the artificial intelligence, you can actually trace it. So I assume everyone's aware they're in an electronic war now. Everything's electronic. Your neighbor is being controlled by his iPhone, one way or another. A nasty text, an email that he's late responding to, etc. In North America, at least, everyone's geared up now. So if you counted all the people, the percentage of people that have phones or affected by phones, by the way, try and get out of America without a computer. You need an application to get your passport. You need an application to leave the country. You need an application. It would appear that you can't do anything unless you have a computer. And by the way, try and go to the airport and pay cash for a ticket. Can't do it. It's getting really tight, really tight. And so I want everyone to be aware of that, is you have an opportunity each and every day to use your heart in what feels good to you in raising your children outside. The more you're in and around our planet, the more AI doesn't want to participate. It just doesn't like it. The aliens are continuously cutting and pasting time. And so my transition goals are for us to recognize the way our legacy way in which we process information. We feel our choices and then we execute them. We don't react to something and hope to find good feelings. And so that's my great encouragement with the children.
Well, I can certainly relate to that. I recall as when we were children, we didn't have the phone. I didn't have a television. Everything was outdoors, and you had to be creative and create your own entertainment, create your own fun. You know, always had to help out with the chores and everything, but it breaks my heart to see like the children now. I even have grandchildren that have access to the little toy games, whatever you call them, iPads or whatever. And but so yeah,
Okay, let's hold me there, Stan. Now, here's something fun you can do with the kids, and the younger they are, usually the more impact you'll have. If you get a Lemurian crystal, of course, all you crystal gurus will know how to clean them up and get them, ask them permission, let them pick you, of course. But the Lemurian crystals, for me, that's not their legacy name, but it's convenient for us here, of course, are natural historians. They love to store history. All crystals do, to a degree, but the Lemurian ones are really abundant. They really enjoy learning and being in experience. The other day, I was holding a couple crystals that wanted nothing to do with planet Earth. Really wanted out of here, and so the solution was to put them in the ocean and let them be back in their environment they were used to. Anyway, the Lemurian crystals are fun with the kids because they don't have a governor with they're not processing information for the most part, depending on their environment, through the brain. They're starting with the heart. So if you can get a two-sided pointed Lemurian, most of those are the easiest to read, but take one end of the crystal and the other end, and with your index fingers, don't use one hand, use both hands, and then just breathe with it and set intentions that are really light. So let it do the talking is what I'm saying. Don't tell it to talk to you. And what you'll do is, it's good to do in the sun. Water charging, of course, is prominent while you do it. Drinking quality water, we do it. And what you're going to do is you're just going to feel it come to your body through your heart, and then you will get the visions. Don't go the other way around. I see the visions. No, you won't see the visions initially. You're getting most crystals know not to overwhelm you. So if, as an example, if you asked a crystal, am I the fairest one of them all? That would be 1,000,000 pages of information for that crystal to give you. Okay. Because it doesn't have a governor for what you are. That would be God, source. See, it's really, really aware. That's consciousness you're talking to there. So you kind of have to play with compartmentalizing the information as you receive it, so that you can do it just like me, and that is sort it. And so that's the tricky part about this language and the human brain, is we're able to receive so much information through our genetics, intrinsics. We have a very tough time because our brain is a really good recorder, not a really good let's say translator. So anyway, that's a fun one for the kids, and I really enjoy. And get them to keep a logbook. So all you homeschoolers, you do that one. Petrified wood is outstandingly fun because it will relate to the forest it lived in, the adventures around it, things like that. Petrified wood is outstandingly fun. And any fossils, of course, you can talk to fossilized beings for the most part. A lot of the tombs that are robbed on planet Earth are from aliens. They want those genetics. So anyway, it's fascinating and endless. I hope that helps.
Yeah, it's amazing. Well, I don't know where you want to go from here. I guess I got another question, unless you want to carry on with your call. It's been very fascinating.
No, go ahead, please. Please, any questions you have, I love them. Anything to get us communicating, bouncing the ball back and forth, I love it.
And I think I guess Jane left a while ago. I'm not 100% sure. She must have. Otherwise, she would have chimed in.
That's right. We won't let anyone know you have training wheels.
What's I going to say? I mentioned hydrogen there a little while ago, and we apparently used to have the ability to manufacture And I want to ask you after the second part of the question is how would you command the abundance of hydrogen within our being? But before I get there, like we are 60, I believe 66 by volume, we're 66% hydrogen, our physical bodies. And I can't remember the exact, I think it's 24% oxygen, and then there's maybe 12% carbon, and then there's 2% other. And that other refers to the minerals and the herbs, you know, all of the food, all of that kind of intake. And that's where we have been focused in on for health of the physical body is that 2%. You know, minerals and vitamins and herbs and supplements. And so the hydrogen it's number one on the periodic table, but there hasn't been too much, you know, talk on the importance of hydrogen. Like it's been referred to as the God spark, or the spiritual essence, or the spiritual the vibration that spirit operates on. And we have lost our ability to manufacture hydrogen in our bodies, and so when we're not getting it, that helps to cause, you know, aging and immune disorders and so forth. So I guess my question is, like, you know, you can breathe hydrogen gas, or you can make hydrogen water, and to replenish the hydrogen. And I think it's kind of like vitamin C. I think all the other mammals still are able to manufacture the vitamin C. That humanity has lost that ability, you know, due to all of the impurities that we've been bombarded with. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to hear you say that with the snap of the finger, we can command our spirit to rejuvenate an abundance of hydrogen within and without. But can you talk about the role that hydrogen has maybe been overlooked largely? There's getting to be more research here recently, but can you talk about the hydrogen?
Absolutely. And clearly you've never been to Mike's Chili in Ballard, Washington. So that's what I got out of this.
No.
Okay. That was really funny. It's a really good chili place. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. So, yeah. So you're exactly correct. Yet I would like all the chemists to throw their shoes at my next statement. The periodic table is, of course, might be lucky if it's 0.5% of all the elements in the universe. And so what you're identifying as hydrogen is an incomplete model for that element, yet what is shown to you in its relationship to mammalian, you're 100% correct. And it also shows you the pathway to becoming a crystalline being more and more as you favor a more versatile, voluminous element as hydrogen. So I've said on previous shows, one of your favorite things to be in the universe, if there was one, is water, because of all of the capabilities you have as water. You're everywhere. You're in the sky, you're in clouds, you're in humans, you're in beings, you're in oceans, you're everywhere. Hydrogen is the same way. It works very well with source. It's nimble. It can take form. It can take shape. It can travel. It has consciousness. And that's why the elemental charts are incomplete, because they don't have a reference to consciousness. And so that changes all of your elements. and how they complement all the elements you're not aware of. So yes, you have it right. If you want to command your spirit to help you with your being, annealment to physicality is what we're talking about here for me, and or bring in more comprehensive source and or a specific element like hydrogen. You only have to let the spirit do the processing for you. As an example, I command my spirit to heal and balance me now. As an example, I command my spirit to increase all of my capabilities, faculties right now, and you will get help. And the only thing that will take you out of it is when you have doubt and fear in your head. So that's one way suppression works with this type of human, to not use your natural elements to grow and expand. Your food supply, your oxygen levels on this planet, etc. You have it right, Stan. Very good.
So it's and then tailing that, like the a lot of the controversy today that's going on, the Dutch protests. At one point, I was quite in favor of eliminating the synthetic nitrogen. That's this climate change thing that they're using now to, program the people and work the people and gain control of the people. And I was kind of in favor of eliminating the nitrogen because it's a synthetic nitrogen. Like in the air, I think the large percentage of the air is nitrogen, and if the soil has not been compromised, the plants are able to grab onto the nitrogen without having to artificially feed it. And there was a book that I read some years ago, The Secrets of the Soil. And it's the same for animal, plant, and the man and the soil. A lot of all of our problems are if there's a mineral deficiency. Well, we haven't been getting any of the minerals from the food because all they're putting into it is NPK, and so yeah. So can you talk on that a little bit? Like, with all of this going on, this climate change and the nitrogen reduction that's been promoted by the WEF and so forth, in a way, it's a good thing. But when I would actually rather eat food grown with, well, I'm not going to go there. I strictly grow my own, or I get organic if I have to. So, but I think humanity would rather eat food that was produced by NPK than to eat crickets.
Yeah, it is. It is shocking when you travel around America and you stop for fuel. And there, I obviously an agenda for. There's not much quality in these little mini marts. I'm always shocked at what is being consumed. But yeah, I love a couple opportunities here for the kids. You can see the farmers, the legacy farmers. Their systems for growing produce is been passed down for eons, and of course that's tilling rotating your field with having livestock in a section, and of course changing it from season to season and so forth, and the feed for the animals, of course, is heavy in the nitrogen you're talking about, and many other nutrients. What's kind of fun for the kids maybe is as the parents dispute this in its validity, but you could have your kids go in the backyard and urinate in one corner of the grass as a science experiment, do it once a day for maybe a week in the beginning of growing season, and look how that area grows compared to another area. Maybe you just dump it out, whatever you want to do. But that shows you a couple things. You'll see if that grass has negative enhancement fertilizer, and if it doesn't, then your pH, etc., will enhance its growing, and the rest of the lawn will undoubtedly not grow as fast. And so, yeah, you have it right, Stan. For me, I think that's outstanding observation.